Karens are notorious for being assertive and demanding what they think is their rights. However, no matter how assertive a Karen might be, consequences are bound to occur, especially when a Karen steps on the wrong person. In this video, we would be showing you Karen racists who were served a cup of their medicine and they got what they deserved. Just before we proceed, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now that you have subscribed, let us dive in. 1. Disabled park. It is a common sight to come across parks reserved for disabled persons in departmental stores. If, however, a healthy person parks there, then it is best to call the appropriate authorities, right? Well, this Karen did not agree as she took the law into her hands. As most Karens are not officers of the law, this lady elected herself, and with the aid of her phone camera, she swung into action, collecting evidence to nail the suspect in jail.
What's that supposed to mean?
This is a disabled parking place, and I would like to park.
The poor man would have assumed that once the Karen saw the badge, he would be left alone. But alas, he was in a treat for his life.
Show my disability, but it's there. Show me the badge.
This is because despite showing the Karen the badge which made him eligible to stay in the parking spot, the Karen was not yet convinced. This is a tough spot he just found himself in. Since the young man was not moving out of the spot, our dear Karen intensified her efforts and made some serious allegations. This seems like the perfect time to involve the appropriate authorities before this issue gets any worse. Did we just hear this Karen claim to have a disability? If that's the case, then she is most likely lying, as she looks very healthy. Is it that perhaps this Karen wanted to claim disability so that she can claim some privileges? And upon coming to the park and seeing someone else taking her spot, she became angry. As most Karens, since she wasn't having her way, she resorted to raising her voice. Well, unfortunately for the Karen, no matter how loud she sounds, this young man is not budging one bit. Since she is not a police officer, she should instead call 911 rather than verbally threatening her fellow citizen. We mean, if we can't see her disability but she still claims it is there, why then can't she believe the young man too, whose disability she cannot see? A tough battle for the Karen, and since the young man was not acting according to her bidding, the Karen reaches out to the dashboard of the young man. This is clearly trespass right. This young man should sue her for every penny she has to her name so that she can learn her lessons. Well, she was lucky to have left when the young man threatened to close the window on her. It would have been a lovely sight if the young man closed the window on her and she got stuck there. Perhaps that would stop her from overstepping next time. 2. Phone theft. If there is one place where Karens are commonly found, then it is the grocery store. This Karen lost her phone in the grocery store and had to blame a black man for the theft of her phone. Fortunately for the young man, he was with his partner who came to his defense when the Karen alleged that he could have turned off the phone from ringing. While this seems like a racist move, perhaps, it is best the phone is called first before we start pointing fingers. Despite the store attendant trying to call her number on his phone, our Karen is not yet convinced that the black man is innocent. Rather, she seems too busy, making eye contact as if she saw him take the phone from her bag. This is a huge allegation, and the young man can press charges if he wishes. If this Karen is convinced that the black dude took her phone, she should have alerted the authorities long ago rather than playing these little games, right? The store attendant's phone has been out there for long, but she doesn't want to take that option and find her phone. Could she have stereotyped the black dude because of his skin color? Well, whatever her reason is, we hope she finds her phone very soon. And finally, her phone is rang only for her to receive the greatest shock of her life. We mean, so it was in her bag all this while, but she felt confident that she had been robbed by the black man. If it was in her purse all these while, then what was she doing ransacking her bag not long ago, and yet could not find the phone? Is it that she did not search her bag properly and instead took the easy route of blaming the poor man?
Sorry. Really? I am sorry.
All right, cool.
I apologize. No, you're not.
Having seen her lost phone, the Karen tried apologizing, but the black dude and his partner were not having any of it. We cannot imagine the level of embarrassment they must have suffered, having been racially profiled for theft, despite they were innocent. 3. Apartment building. What would be your reaction if after a hard day's work you tried entering your apartment only to be blocked from entry by your co-tenant? You will probably lose your tempers, right? Well, let's see the reaction of this poor black man who was stopped from entering his apartment by a Karen. Should this lady be standing there? Doesn't the department have security guards who should be doing this work that she is doing by herself?
Excuse me, ma'am.
I'm uncomfortable.
Okay, you can be uncomfortable. That's your discretion. You're uncomfortable because you're you. I need you to move out my way, please.
No.
Or is she too idle that she took it upon herself to act as the guard? This Karen is lucky she met a perfect gentleman. We all can imagine how this would have played out if the young man was not gentle. Perhaps he would have pushed the girl so hard that she would be admitted in the hospital. Is it in her place to inquire such information from anyone she see in the building? Or was her guards up the moment she noticed the young man's color? As with most Karens, they are quick to claim ownership of something so that they can continue asserting their right. Thus, we were not surprised when the Karen claimed the building was hers, and thus, she was within her rights to find out who the young man was. Well, surprisingly, the young man defended himself by telling the Karen that the building does not belong to her. We guess the young man has had enough of the Karen's disturbances, and thus, makes a way for himself. This Karen should be grateful that the poor man did not push her forcefully. We just hope she has learned her lessons and mind her business more, rather than making life miserable for her co-tenants. It appears the Karen has not had enough yet, as she is bent on following the young man to his apartment. What kind of stalking behavior is this?
No.
This raises the question. Is the Karen always this concerned about the safety of the house, or was it because the young man in question was of African American ancestry? Well, we guess we will never know. All the way through the elevator, this Karen stuck by the side of the young man, perhaps hoping to find something that will boost her career as Sherlock Holmes. If indeed she was concerned, would it not have been better for her to call the security guard in charge of the building, instead of risking her life in the process of finding out whether the man was lying or not? At this point, does the Karen want to follow the young man right into his apartment? If that is the case, then she is looking for something else entirely. No. Get your mind off the gutter, but why would she still be following him around? However, following the incident, the video of the encounter made its way to the internet, which ultimately cost the Karen her job. Well, while we might say losing her job is sad, we hope the lessons she learns will help her in minding her business more. That is indeed a sad way to lose one's livelihood. Take heart, dear Karen. 4. Dog leash. Perhaps the most popular Karen racist encounter was that of Amy Cooper in 2020.
Would you please stop? Sir, I'm asking you to stop.
Please don't come close.
So in a zone where dogs should be on leash, this Karen was defaulting, and when the Black American tried correcting her, she pulled out her Karen privilege of being threatened. And indeed, true to her words, the Karen calls the cop and emphasized that an African American man was threatening her life.
Don't come close to me.
Please take your phone off.
Please don't come close to
And
me.
I'm taking a picture and calling the cops.
Please call the cops.
Certainly, race should not be referred to while making such a report, but we guess she did so in order to add weight to the lie she was saying so that the cops will indeed believe her life was in danger. In his defense, the African American narrated what happened while pointing at the discrimination he faces due to his skin color. That is terrible, as this whole incident could have gone a different way if the poor man did not record it all as evidence. As the video became popular, the Karen issued an apology, but that was not enough for the masses. Thus, her employer sacked her and she lost custody of her dog. Do you think the treatment she received was fair? What of the other Karens? Do you think they received a fair consequence for their actions? Please do let us know in the comment section. Well, if you got to the end of the video, make sure to hit the subscribe button, like, share, and turn on the post notification button so you don't miss any of our videos. Thanks for watching.